Hello everybody, and once again welcome to Pankaj's Echelon Tutorials, and this is the continuation of the video on ICSE 7th grade biology, and we had started with a chapter called Respiration in Plants and Animals. So this is just a continuation of the first video. This is the second video. In the first video I had covered the basic concept of respiration, what is the meaning of respiration, what are the different parts of the respiration and all that. And I had already covered one part of the respiration, that is breathing. Okay, so in this second part I'm going to start with what is something called as cellular respiration. Okay, and why it is called intercellular or internal respiration. So this is what we are going to start our today's session with. Okay, so what is cellular respiration? Now in the previous video, I told you about what is breathing. Okay, so breathing was inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation is taking in oxygen rich air and throwing out carbon dioxide rich air. Okay, that was inhalation and exhalation. Breathing was a physical process. It doesn't involve any chemical reaction taking place in that. And third thing that was that I discussed in the previous video was what happens while inhaling and exhalation. Okay, so rib cage जो होता है उसका movement कैसे होता है, diaphragm का movement कैसे होता है, that is what I discussed in breathing. Okay, और breathing को external respiration भी बोला जाता है. All this I had discussed in the previous video. Now coming to the second part of respiration, that is what is cellular respiration. So once the oxygen has entered, okay, the lungs, okay, what happens next is interesting. Okay, so let us start this today's video from here itself. Right. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I hope you can see my cursor. Okay, so what is a cellular respiration? Why it is called as intercellular or internal respiration? Okay, now यहाँ पे देखो मैंने लिखा है breathing brings oxygen rich air to the lungs by inhalation process. This oxygen is diffused into the blood from the alveoli. Now ये alveoli जो रहते हैं, these are air sacs. Okay, these are air sacs surrounding the lungs, the lower portion of the lungs particularly. ये air sacs जो होते हैं, यहाँ पे exchange of gases होता है. Oxygen from the lungs is passed into the alveoli और alveoli में से carbon dioxide is given back to the lungs to be thrown out. Okay, तो ये जो exchange of gases जो है वो alveoli में होता है. Okay, so alveoli में oxygen जो है that is transferred by diffusion and carbon dioxide is taken away from the alveoli into the lungs. Okay, now what happens, alveoli जो है वो oxygen है वो blood को दे देता है. Blood में there are RBCs, red blood cells. Okay, red blood cells जो रहता है they are nothing but the vehicle. So I have written here oxygen enters the blood which is carried on the RBC vehicle. Vehicle means it is a transportation vehicle. Okay, RBC के जो cells होते हैं उसका structure ऐसा होता है कि it is a disc like structure. Okay, तो उसमें ऑक्सीजन के मॉलिक्यूल्स जो है वो बैठ जाते हैं एंड आरबीसीज जो है वो थ्रू आउट द ब्लड, इनसाइड द ब्लड इट कीप्स ऑन फ्लोटिंग. जहां जहां ब्लड जाएगा वहां वहां आरबीसी ऑक्सीजन को लेकर पहुंचेगा. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ द ऑक्सीजन which is sitting on the RBC is taken to the remotest part of the body to every cell और हर एक सेल में जाके ऑक्सीजन दिया जाता है. ओके, सो ऑक्सीजन का जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन है दैट इज वाया आरबीसी थ्रू द ब्लड. तो ब्लड के सर्कुलेशन से क्या होता है, जो ऑक्सीजन है वो ईच एंड एवरी सेल ऑफ द बॉडी को पहुंच जाता है. नाउ वंस द ऑक्सीजन हैज रीच्ड द सेल्स, ओके, in the cells what happens is already because of the absorption of the food and the nutrition, because of the digestion, डाइजेशन में भी फूड एब्जॉर्ब होके सिंपल फूड जो होता है वो सेल्स तक पहुंच जाता है. राइट, नाउ सेल्स में क्या होता है, देयर इज दिस सिंपल फूड प्रेजेंट लाइक ग्लूकोज एंड दिस ऑक्सीजन हैज नाउ आल्सो कम इनटू दिस सेल्स. ओके, तो ऑक्सीजन और जो सिंपल फूड है दैट इज ग्लूकोज, ओके, दे undergo chemical reaction, and this chemical reaction is known as oxidation of glucose. ठीक है ना? So in the cells, the chemical reaction takes place between the glucose and the oxygen. Okay? और ये जो chemical reaction है इसको बोलते हैं oxidation of glucose. Okay? This is nothing but the reaction of respiration. ये respiration के reaction को या तो respiration को ये denote करता है ये equation. Okay? So this is the equation which is representing respiration. So you have C6H12O6, which is the chemical formula for glucose. Okay, this glucose is combining with oxygen. कितने molecules? 6 molecules. One molecule of glucose is combining with 6 molecules of oxygen, and the oxidation process takes place. And इसका जो result है, जो product है, that is given over here. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide is produced, 6 molecules of water is produced, and some energy in the form of ATP molecules is produced. In fact, this ATP molecules produced during respiration is 38 ATP molecules. So let me write down that for you. So it is 38 ATP molecules. Okay. And this is also very important. Now, ये जो energy है that is produced in the form of ATP molecules. और one glucose में से how many molecules of ATP you get? 38. Now 38 ATP molecules is a huge amount of energy. ठीक है, तो इतनी energy बनती है respiration में. This particular reaction, okay, जो cells के अंदर होता है, okay, and because ये cells के अंदर होता है, this particular respiration is also known as intercellular respiration. Intercellular because it happens inside the cell. Okay, and it is also known as internal respiration because it is happening inside the cell. Internal बात है ये, internal of the cell this chemical reaction is taking place, and this is the reason this cellular respiration is also called as intercellular respiration or internal respiration. So I hope now you must have understood what is cellular respiration and why it is called also as intercellular respiration or internal respiration. ठीक है? Now, because this happens within the cell, it is called as intercellular or internal respiration. Done? Okay. Now आगे बढ़ते हैं. The carbon dioxide is a byproduct of this cellular respiration. Now ये जो cellular respiration का मैंने जो equation आपको बताया, उसमें जो carbon dioxide है, it is a byproduct. Now what is the meaning of byproduct? Byproduct is something which is the product of a reaction, but it is not of any use. Okay, carbon dioxide body के किसी use में नहीं आता है. Okay, so that product of this chemical reaction taking place in the cells, respiration का जो chemical reaction होता है, उसमें जो carbon dioxide बनता है, it is nothing but a byproduct. Okay, so it has to be thrown out. Okay, byproduct is something which is of no use. So carbon dioxide is a byproduct of a cellular respiration, and it is unwanted. So it is taken back to the lungs to be thrown out through the nostrils while exhalation. So breathing में जब exhalation होता है, तो यही carbon dioxide जो cell में produce हुआ है as a byproduct, it is first taken to the lungs, and same way जैसे carbon dioxide को, जैसे oxygen को RBC में बिठा के लाया जाता है cells के पास, उसी तरह से carbon dioxide को RBC में बिठा के cell से they take it to the lungs. From the lungs, in the process of exhalation, the carbon dioxide is thrown out of the body. Okay, so this completes the exchange of gases of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, so cellular respiration ends over here, right? As soon as the carbon dioxide, which is formed as a byproduct in the cellular respiration, is taken back to the lungs and it is thrown out of the body, the respiration process is over. Okay, so you can see here that respiration जो है वो दो पार्ट में होता है, breathing which is a physical process and cellular respiration which is purely a chemical process. So here I have written cellular respiration is a chemical process unlike breathing which is a physical process. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा difference है जो you can write down as a point of difference between breathing and cellular respiration. So breathing is a physical process and cellular respiration is a chemical process. Next is in cellular respiration, energy is formed or it is released in the form of ATP molecules. Now in cellular respiration, मैंने आपको equation दिखाया लिख के, according to that equation, you will find on the right hand side, arrow mark ke baad, you will see that 38 molecules of ATP are formed. These 38 molecules of ATP are nothing but energy molecules. Okay, so cellular respiration results in the release of energy. Okay, breathing में कोई energy release नहीं होती है. Okay, breathing में there's no energy release. There's only the exchange of gases that takes place. Okay. Now, what is this ATP? The full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Okay. What is full form of ATP? It is adenosine triphosphate. ADENOSINE. Adenosine, TRI, tri, PHOSPHATE, phosphate. Okay. So, ये full form you have to remember. They may ask you in the objective type of questions. Okay. In humans, we find two types of cellular respiration. Now, human beings में दो तरह के cellular respirations you can see. One which is known as aerobic and one which is known as anaerobic. Okay. Now, cellular respiration can further be divided into two types, aerobic and anaerobic. Now, what is aerobic and anaerobic? Aerobic respiration. It is a complete conversion of glucose in the presence of oxygen. Its end products are carbon dioxide and water. Okay. Aerobic respiration क्या होता है? Aerobic respiration में there is a complete total conversion of glucose. सारा का सारा glucose जो है that is getting converted into energy. Okay. ATP molecules में convert होता है. कितने ATP molecules मिलते हैं? 1 glucose के molecule के corresponding में हमको 38 ATP molecules मिलते हैं. So there is a complete conversion of 1 glucose molecule to 38 ATP molecules. Okay. Now this particular aerobic respiration requires lot of oxygen का presence. Okay. Oxygen के presence में ही होता है. Oxygen कम होगा तो aerobic respiration is not possible. Okay. Second thing you have to remember is the end product of the aerobic respiration is carbon dioxide and water. तो जो प्रोडक्ट्स मिलते हैं ओके एरोबिक रेस्पिरेशन में वो कौन से होते हैं कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड वाटर along with that you get 38 ATP molecules that is energy part but carbon dioxide and water is something that you will get as a product okay anaerobic respiration में क्या होता है this is a respiration this is in which you know only a partial conversion of glucose is taking place okay तो सारा का सारा ग्लूकोज जो है वो एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट नहीं होता है ओनली 2 ATP molecules you will get from 1 glucose molecule you will get only 2 ATP molecules okay aerobic में you were getting 38 इसमें you get only 2 ATP molecules so this is only a partial conversion and this happens even when there is no oxygen in the absence of oxygen भी होता है या ऑक्सीजन कम होगा तब ये होता है okay and this is only a partial conversion of glucose into energy okay इसके जो end product होते हैं those are alcohol and lactic acid now let me tell you alcohol is the product okay of anaerobic respiration when it takes place in plants okay lactic acid is the product of the anaerobic respiration in animals okay so animals में lactic acid is produced as a byproduct and alcohol is produced as a byproduct in the plants okay so anaerobic respiration is something which happens in the absence or in the deficiency of oxygen कम oxygen में होता है और there is no total conversion थोड़ा सा ही conversion होता है और byproduct जो होते हैं if it is happening in plants the byproduct is alcohol if it is happening in animals the byproduct is lactic acid is that clear so this makes us complete the cellular respiration part as well okay तो cellular respiration में हमने देखा aerobic and anaerobic respiration भी होते हैं now there are some pretty good questions okay जो कि मैं question answer session में discuss करूंगा अभी नहीं तो in that you are going to learn or you are going to understand what are the various applications of this aerobic and anaerobic respiration इससे related कुछ interesting questions है which I will do in the question answer session not now okay but the concept is going to help us a lot okay तो concept मैंने आपको बता दिया aerobic and anaerobic respiration का now coming next to is what happens in the respiration of other animals. Okay, so other animals में we are going to study respiration in cockroach and grasshopper. Okay, so like in human, now you can see humans में जो respiration होता है वो तो हमने देख लिया डिटेल में. Now how the respiration takes place in cockroaches and grasshopper, these are insects. Okay, so like in human, air enters through nostrils. Okay, in cockroaches and other grasshopper and all these insects, you know, the air is entering through a small opening on the sides of their body, and these small openings are known as spiracles. ओके, सो जो कॉकरोच और ग्रास होपर जैसे जो इंसेक्ट्स होते हैं उनके बॉडी के साइड में देर आर स्मॉल ओपनिंग, छोटे छोटे होल्स होते हैं जिसको स्पिरैकल्स बोलते हैं. ये स्पिरैकल्स के थ्रू द एयर इज एंटरिंग द insect's body. Spiracles are connected to thin tube-like structure, and this thin tube-like structure are called as trachea. Okay, तो ये जो spiracle है, they are connected to a thin tube-like structure which is known as trachea. ट्रैकिया आगे जाके और ब्रांचेस बनाते हैं थ्रू आउट द बॉडी ऑफ द इंसेक्ट. ओके, छोटे छोटे ब्रांचेस बनाते हैं जिसको हम लोग ट्रैक्यूल्स बोलते हैं. सो ट्रैकिया इज फर्दर divided into tracheoles. So let me write that for you. Trachea is further divided into tracheoles. Okay, ये जो tracheoles है, these are spreading throughout the body of the insect. Okay, so this is how the air is entering from the outside into the body of the insect, and it is, you know, going everywhere inside the body through the tracheoles, right? And through these tracheoles, okay, the body is receiving oxygen and carbon dioxide, which is a product of the respiration, which again is not wanted by the insect, is thrown out by the same way. Okay, जैसे ऑक्सीजन एंटर हुआ है स्पिरेकल से, उसी तरह स्पिरेकल से ही कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड भी बाहर चला जाता है. At the other end of the tracheoles, you have something called circus, C-E-R-C-U-S. Circus is the end opening of a trachea. So suppose you have this as a spiracle, ये आपका ट्रैकिया है. ट्रैकिया बाद में जाके ट्रैक्यूल्स में कन्वर्ट होता है, एंड ये ट्रैक्यूल्स जो है वो अगेन रीयूनाइट होते हैं, एंड यहाँ पे अदर एंड में यू विल फाइंड CERCUS. ये दूसरा ओपनिंग है, सर्कस. दिस ओपनिंग इज नोन एज स्पिराकल. ओके, and this tube is nothing but trachea. Okay, so this is the main respiratory organ in the cockroaches and in the grasshopper. Okay, now I would like to show you the picture if possible. Let me try to show you the picture of this particular respiratory system in cockroaches. Okay, I have a good book in which, you know, a good picture is given about this respiratory system in the cockroaches. Okay, so let me show you that. So here we go. Yes, okay, now you'll be able to see it. Now let me bring it on the screen for you. So yeah, here if you want I will okay, now this is the picture. Can you see? Breathing in other animals. Okay, cockroach के बारे में यहाँ पे लिखा है. Cockroach and other insects have small openings on the sides of their body. Okay, these openings are called spiracles. Insects have a network of air tubes called trachea. Okay, for the exchange of gases. Okay, so oxygen rich air rushes through the spiracle. जैसे human beings में it is through the nostrils. So ये cockroaches में the air which is rich in oxygen rushes inside the cockroach का body through spiracles, and the trachea tubes, it enters into the trachea tube and diffusion takes place, diffuses into the blood tissue. Okay, तो ये जो oxygen है वो directly blood में diffuse हो जाता है. Okay, and reaches every cell of the body. Okay, so can you see, this is the diagram that I wanted to show you. Okay, ये इस डायग्राम में आपको दिखाया गया है कि स्पिरेकल्स, देखो ये जो है ना, ये साइड में बॉडी के साइड में स्पिरेकल्स होते हैं, एंड कैन यू सी दिस ट्रैकिया क्या नेटवर्क पूरा इसके बॉडी में दिखा दिया, ठीक है. दिस एंटायर स्ट्रक्चर इज ऑफ द cockroach or a grasshopper, you can say, right? This is in fact a cockroach car diagram, right? So this way we are going to study how the respiration takes place in earthworm, how the respiration takes place in fish and all that, but this will be doing in the next video. So आज का video I'm ending here itself. So thank you for being with me. Goodbye, take care all of you, see you.